Hello, and welcome to Blood, Fate, and Fortune, a game of swashbuckling, sorcery, and seduction, all set in the world of 7C. My name is Dan McCurdy. I'll be your storyteller this evening. You can find me at RevDMC247 on TikTok, YouTube, Blue Sky, and if you find me anywhere else it's Lent, just point me back to the church. I am so lost and tired. I will now allow my players to introduce themselves, starting with Natalie.
Hi everyone, my name is Natalie, also known as Gizmos Aplenty across the social medias, and tonight I'll be portraying Leonora Orsini.
Is it me or is it Jeremiah? Which one? Okay, cool. I wasn't sure what direction.
I made a decision.
I swear we're professionals. Hello, everybody. My name is Wolfgar, Reaper Wolfgar on everywhere that it matters, and tonight I will be playing Fr Rafael Rodriguez.
Who's turn? Me? Okay.
Guess it'll be me. Hi, I'm Jeremiah McCoy, also known as Basics of the Game, and I will be playing Mykolas Kelvan.
Hello, everyone. I am Lakar the Artificer, everywhere you can find me on socials. And tonight, once again, I am playing the lovely Umberto Vitale.
I love how we can handle like a weird W, but a square.
But square just throws us off.
It's just too much and too far. In our previous episode, the party went into a painting, the painting that they had found long ago in the castle of Boyar Volkov, that contained a simple monk, a memory, an echo, whatever the case may be, of Rico Sandoval, traveling companion of the second prophet, who has served as a sort of guide and mentor to certain members of the party. While there, Rafael Rodriguez had some real questions to ask about the nature of prophecy. And being a good religious leader, Rico gave no straight answers, and just proceeded to be like, well, it depends on what you think and what you feel and what happens at the time. Though there were some ominous warnings about what might happen if Raphael didn't rise to the mantle, if it was in fact intended for him. The rest of the party came in for certain questions, interactions too. One of the things discovered was that when Mykolas was inside, it meant that Rona came with him, but for the first time was visible and audible to other members of the party. There was a very pleasant conversation had between Rona and Leonora, including a few points where they kind of seemed on the same page with Mykolas, which I'm sure was very comforting for him to pick up and put together. Many revelations were made, including the unsettling one that a figure had appeared in the Seventh Sea that was mimicking things, mimicking people. And there was a warning about what might happen if such a creature, aware of a father whose faith was inspiring people, and mimicked them. And Raphael's interesting power set. There was also a whole thing where the entire painting changed when a dragon egg went into it. That's probably not very important. We don't need to worry about that. But upon emerging from this dragon egg, they realized that they'd been missing for a while in time spent in the painting. And during that time, their ship had been interdicted by ships in service of the Inquisition and had been ordered to set sail and make their way to Vadacine Island, the reasons of which are not currently yet known to the party, though there was a question of what about this fourth prophet that seemed to be going around. But anyway, it is still a little ways out before the boat will get to the island, though the sea is starting to get full. The seas around Vadacine Island are always full of trade ships, tithe ships, ships full of pilgrims that are going to and from the island. And so the party has a little bit of time to think about what they are going to do when the ship docks, which they have instructed it to do. My friends, the table is yours.
I have a question above table-ish. Do we happen to know if when our ship was interjected, did anyone check the ship?
You know the ship was not searched.
Okay.
except the crew was looking for you all to be like, what do you want us to do?
Right.
When they could not find you, they just agreed to everything the Inquisitors were telling them to do. But no, the ship itself had not yet been searched.
Cool. Okay. That kind of works in our favor. Okay, so they don't know that we're here. They don't know how many crew members are aboard or anything else. Is there I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask, is there a morgue on board?
No. Very
Okay.
few ships would have dedicated morgues in this time.
So
Usually dead bodies were just thrown overboard.
just curious because I want to take their documents.
No such thing
Damn.
aboard the ship.
All right. Well, Mykolas said that he had a plan last time.
I do, though the plan does involve us not making it to harbor. If it feels like Father Raphael needed to hit town, so that plan may be less good. My backup plan is they tend to have a couple of boats on the deck of the ship for going to shore, transporting things. We take one of those and quietly sit in the aft of the ship, just past the rudder. We could be towed close behind. We're moving at night, and then we can paddle in from there and make it into the harbor without too much difficulty.
Beats my plan.
The only issue that I have with that plan is that will the Inquisition, if search the ship, question why there was a boat missing, and then perhaps put the crew in danger?
Boats, it's not a standardized number. It's not like there are regulations about such things.
Sorry, coming from a cruise ship mind, so it's really hard for me.
I could see it on your brain. It's like, no, stop.
There's not a morgue. There's not lifeboats that are counted and with a certain number on them. Jeez.
Natalie's all, I know ships, people. I know ships. None of my
It's only been a
Lenora
problem
knows
once.
nothing. Lenora, okay, we're in Lenora's brain. We're in Lenora's brain. I still think it's very odd to if we do not find anything to replace the location of the ship, it may look off and would raise questions.
Well, the other two options I can think of are we walk onto the dock like we belong here, or
Are we required to leave the boat?
they're coming onto the boat to inspect it. You know what we don't want? Them finding that painting.
Let's see. Father, what do you think?
And he goes, and quick question, would he know how they conduct these kind of inspections? Would he be able to offer any insight as to how the Inquisition might do something like this and what we could feasibly possibly get away with in this regard?
That was never your department.
Okay,
You were
that's fair.
in the heart of the city. You were not handling dock security. So unless you were, if you want to say Raphael spent some time doing that, but it just doesn't seem consistent with the backstory that I've discussed.
Yeah, no, not strictly. Since he doesn't necessarily have a way of knowing this is
What you would know is that it probably will not be Inquisitors searching your ship. Because if the Inquisition had it out for your ship, they would have searched it at sea. So probably it's going to be dock masters, guards, and the like who are searching it under orders from the Inquisition. So there is a certain level of ineptitude that you can probably depend on. And even Inquisitors they have lazy days. And so if they're not actively looking for you, but you just don't know if they're actively looking for you. You also know they did not ask for any of you by name when they stopped the ship.
Okay, so Raphael will say, realistically, we don't have to worry about inquisitors coming aboard the ship. It is likely going to be dock workers and the like, guards, standard thing. Although what I am probably going to do is figure out what would the captain do with passengers while this was happening.
And if it is anything, and Leonora looks at Umberto and is like, it is not custom for ladies such as myself to be aboard and or out of my own country. So to find a way for disguise might be a good idea.
How?
I think
I
it
know-
can help with the disguise.
See, you are, no offense, Kujina, but you are our biggest concern.
Gee, thanks. I thought that there would be other concerns, but I guess I am big and scary.
They don't
Yeah.
operate out of physicality for fear.
I think that Umberto's good at letting his mouth go before his brain. But if we want to disguise you, we can cobble together an outfit that will make you look more mannish.
Sure, that might be good. Also, I think that I am not the only one in need of disguises, and looks at everyone else in their current country regalia.
I mean, Raphael can be here. It's just not a good idea for him specifically to be here.
Might be a good idea to change as well.
So based on my understanding of how you all are dressed, priest, even those not affiliated with the Inquisition, coming onto and off of Vaticine Island on pilgrimage, you're going to be one of 1,000. So unless someone is looking for you specifically, you're probably going to be okay. Vidachans often would frequently, because Vidachi as a country is nearly as Vaticine as Castile. And so the problem is not that Lenora looks Vidachan. The problem is that Lenora looks like a fate witch. And so, and there are Vaticine practitioners within the Samartian Commonwealth as well. So the only one who visually stands out as a problem is Lenora, who a lot of people look at and see and say, "Oh, you're a fate witch."
I'm not even wearing my veil. I thought that would help.
I do. It's like Raphael will look to Lenora and says, "If you need a spare religious symbol to throw people off the scent, I can give you one if you want to use it."
Actually,
That might help. I mean, I do know some of my prayers. I do remember some of the text, but not that is quite important.
I do have spare soldiers' tunics. We could put you in. Nobody looks at a soldier twice.
Lenora just backs up, puts her hands up in the air, and says, "I am now your little doll."
Oh.
And I'm the one who doesn't think before he speaks.
She doesn't
Yeah,
understand. She's just saying it.
Yeah, I'm the problem too. Yeah, absolutely. You see, and I, because
Maybe
the
it's
world is
a-
rife with problems, I could be the sellsword for the father here.
Every priest needs a bodyguard, don't you know?
Yeah, I think Mykolas will reach into his pack, grab some spare things. There's a moment of him going, perhaps you should actually put them on yourself.
She'll like take them. Like,
Oh, and even though we do not have Took currently here with us, Actually, probably the most visually alarming person would be Rowan.
That's what I was
Who
gonna say.
is hard not to look at and is very obviously
Yeah,
a
un-
objectionist knight.
yeah. Unfortunately, hard to cover up that one.
Yeah. And so some of the crew actually speaks and they get a plan for Rowan to take a boat separately. She knows how to use boats well enough.
And we'll
she'll
put the
catch
painting
up
with her.
you all later. Yeah.
Okay. She can watch the painting. Cool. I'm
Mhm.
totally comfortable with this. But Raphael will hand, because he's got his own personal silver one that he keeps on him, but he does have one that is tied on like a black string of black leather cord type of deal, and he'll hand it to Leonora. And if she wants it, so this way people don't
She'll
even if they
pop,
do look.
like is it like a necklace? Is it
Yeah,
just
it's a
like
necklace.
perfect? She just puts it on and is like, all right, okay. And then she'll take off her
Yep,
own
nope.
necklace.
Do you want me to put it in my pocket, or
Nope,
would you
no.
rather hold it?
She's going to stuff it in her shirt next to her heart. She's gonna leave it right there.
Oh boy.
Oh shit. I feel naked.
If you want, you can simply say that you have done that and then continue wearing it. If you
No,
we stay in
for the
character.
bit. It's for the bit.
Okay. All right. Any other preparations being made as the boat is approaching? And you will be reaching the docks under cover of darkness.
Once Lenora's got the basic parts of the clothing on, he will help straighten it up and make it look right for a soldier. Put a weapon on her side. Make it look.
Out of
Like,
curiosity,
this is
what weapon do you put on her side?
Probably a knife and a pistol.
More knives, give them.
But and basically he's dressing her like she's in the same company because that's what he's got.
As you've done that, and maybe you turn away and you're like talking to people or whatever like that, Lenora is trying to copy your actions.
Excellent.
Looks at Umberto. Umberto's like, I don't know, picking his nose or something like that. She'll do this.
He's just he's kind of pacing, thinking about things.
Oh yeah, and cleaning any makeup that she may be wearing off.
She doesn't wear makeup.
Good.
I mean, I don't think she has time to put anything on, so I don't think she'd wear anything.
In this party, no.
Made a big Persepolis noise. She's gonna, like, as she's trying to gain her bearings of being a man, she's going to go over to Umberto and be like, so how do I look?
You look
From
fine.
you, that is a compliment.
You look fine, Cugino. Cugino.
Cugino. Yes. See. Yep. Are you ready?
I'm ready. You ready? Everybody ready?
Raphael, just for a split second, has just got this 1,000-yard stare and is staring off in the direction where Vadicine Island comes from.
So just to be clear, we are not leaving the ship unless instructed. Yes.
Unless the father has something he needs to do here.
It feels very ill-advised.
All right, then let us, Captain. We are part of your official company, so please direct us as needed.
Soldiers always make people uncomfortable. What I might mention, should a searching party come aboard, is that you all got into some sort of fight, soldiers of different nations that would hardly be unexpected, and had the father here watch over you all to keep you out of trouble, at least during the inspection.
See.
Reasonable.
Da. And she'll
Yeah.
look over at Mykolas. Go da.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So summation is yeah. In Usura it would be da.
Yeah.
All right. As the ship starts pulling into the dock, you are all, like I said, below decks, and so just for the fun of it, you're in the same area where Persepolis is stabled while you've been at sea. And Persepolis is kind of looking at all of you and eating any apples given, but is like snorting and stomping and is giving every impression of, I don't know why you all think we're about to get into a fight, but I am so here for it and ready.
I was beginning to wonder if Persepolis was in fact just autistic and didn't like the changes.
Yeah.
He's fey,
Persepolis
so
does look at Leonora oddly, like there's a little bit of a head toss, but then she offers him the apples and he's like, okay, as long as the apples are still there, that's all I really care about. So yeah.
She'll offer apples and she'll like pet his muzzle and just be like, it is okay. We will be right back. And I promise that we will call you if things get hairy, but hopefully they will not. That's a good boy.
All right, is everyone staying below decks or are people watching the approach into the docks?
Raphael's gonna watch the approach.
All right.
Umberto is now connected at the hip to Raphael.
Good job, Mr. President.
I think Mykolas will probably be talking with Leonora, like how to pretend to be a soldier. Like, unless somebody directly asks you a question, grunts are better than giving you long conversations and like.
No, she's trying to take in like any sort of help at all, and she's like, okay, is there a particular salute that we do? Is there a certain call that we do? Is there a battle cry? And she'll like kind of get really into character.
And
it's totally the wrong character.
he will do his best to convey the correct information.
He'll do with what he's got.
Yeah.
So, because this amuses me,
oh god,
so I have to do a
Mykolas
performance
is being
check?
himself, essentially. So is everyone else. Lenora, you are the one who is playing a role, and so I'm going to want you to give me your panache and perform, and this is going to turn into the number of raises that you have to spend on playing the part, like when you speak up.
Okay.
Can I assist her in this in some manner?
You can give her a hero point.
Okay. I guess that's the best I can do.
Can I argue that by concealing myself, I am in fact hiding in plain sight?
No. This is about when you are a direct, like if you avoid being seen, you're not going to spend raises. If someone else speaks for you, you're not going to spend raises. These are the raises that you have to spend when Leonora is talking to someone as this other character.
Okay.
This is me borrowing from the social encounter rules.
Understood. It's 3 extra dice for the hero point.
3 extra dice for a hero point.
With flair. All right, let's see. That was some rolls. 1, 2, 3. I have 3.
3
And that's
raises.
with the hero point for me and the flare, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because
All
I'm
right.
still going in 10s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
I've not
rolled a
raised the
total.
difficulty.
I've rolled 8 dice, and I got 3. I rolled no 10s.
Oh, So I'm taking it you have a leftover die or two. Would you like to sell it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now up to 5 villain points.
Let's go.
As the ship, up on the deck, Rafael and Umberto, you see as the ship pulls in, and it's one of many. This is a massive docks. This is on the northern side of the island, and this is where most of the trade comes through, including many tithe ships that are bringing tributes and other such things from all over the world. And as it sort of pulls in and gets pulled up to the dock and people start loading, the trade actually starts first. Like the Golden Coffer and their crew have certain items that they know they can sell on Vadacine Island. And so since they're here, they're going to. The prices tend to be a little bit better. If the reason people don't come is because who wants to deal with the Inquisition? But apparently we're doing it anyway. We might as well make the money. And so as they're getting started, their boxes, their crates are being looked at as stuff is going back and forth. And a guy who is wearing Vadacine colors, Inquisition colors specifically, but does not bear any marks of ordination, and so is probably not actually an Inquisitor, just someone in the employ of the Inquisition, comes up and starts chatting with the captain, who gives a full accounting of his crew, but then gestures toward Rafael and says, I do have some passengers aboard. The father there, his personal guardian, and a couple of Samartian soldiers. They were getting into some trouble earlier, and so I'm keeping them below decks. And I've put them under the father's supervision. Actually, he's shown to have some capacity to keep them in line. And so the inspector kind of gives him a nod and thanks and walks up to you and actually gives Rafael a very sort of respectful bow. Father?
Good to see you.
Sorry, there's a lot going on around, and so we have a few extra questions. I'm sure you understand. Where were you headed? I know the ship got redirected to Vadacine Island.
Out of character, is everyone okay with me mentioning that we're going to Vadachi? Okay. I didn't want
And
to say
Vadachi is a Vadacine country. You know that won't be a red flag.
Yeah, okay. It says we were actually on our way to Vadachi.
Ah, okay. Obviously they're coming with trade. I assume a pilgrimage for you?
Absolutely.
Okay. Your bodyguard here, what is his name?
Angelo.
Angelo. Very well. And how long have you been in the father's employ?
Nigh on a year.
Yes.
A long trip. Where all have you been along the way? A lot of folks just hit the Vadacine and head home.
I've been a little bit of here and everywhere. I do believe it is my duty to go to all corners of Theas.
No. Very, very well done. So many just stay in their own little corner of the world. I'm afraid I do have to meet these soldiers that apparently you've been saddled with. Samartian, he said. Vadacine practitioners, not those old gods, I hope.
Well, I know that one is Vadacine. The other is very reluctant to speak with me. A little older, so I try my best, but is not very open to usually being talkative with me. But I do my best.
What was that?
It says I do my best, but let me get you down to introduce you to those folks. And
thank you. I would appreciate it.
And he will lead them down into the underbelly of the ship.
He walks down and all right, where are these? There they are. And he steps forward. So I hear you two have been causing some trouble on this trip. You are
You're,
muted.
You're muted, brother.
There would be no trouble if people would be less stupid when they talk in public and are drinking. They say such unpleasant things that they insult people. They insult my cousin, the privateer. They insult me. They insult our hosts. What am I supposed to do? But to uphold honor. You know how this is, yes?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, honor turns and what are your names?
I am Captain Mykolas, and this is Private Olaf.
Yeah.
All right, all right. I'm not aware of any Samartian military activity in the area. What brings you all on this boat?
We are returning from contract. Many of the Sarpatian military contract out on other campaigns from time to time.
Holiday.
Does that technically count as mercenary work, or are you still Samartian soldiers who happen to have been lent out?
But more the second. We are allowed to take leave to go serve in other conflicts. When our current conflicts are at a quiet now, they like to keep us sharp.
Yeah.
Very well. And he looks, and you are Private Olaf. How long have you been serving?
Olaf is only new, and
His
cousin.
first year.
my cousin.
Family connection. It's
Yeah.
not difficult fighting with family. You might see them cut down at any time on routine maneuvers.
You've never been to Sarmatian Commonwealth, yes?
I have not had the opportunity, no.
We have the largest military in the world. You're going to be fighting with family.
With and against, I would imagine. All right. Very well, very well. Do any of you have any particular strange cargo beyond what the ship was carrying? Your own personal effects? Anything we should be aware of? Any expensive artwork? Anything?
Yes,
odd of
yes.
Ah,
And he
yeah.
reaches into his bag and he pulls out a bottle of vodka. I've been told that you do not have this here. You might find it unusual.
Is this is some Martian vodka?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I've been able to get a hold of is the user. And how much would you want for the bottle?
This is my last bottle, but well, I understand you're doing your duties, so what would you say to 5 marks?
And he goes, the marks from okay, and he pulls in and gives what you would assume to be relatively good exchange. You probably did a little bit better on it because the Vaticine mint is different enough. This probably worked in your favor, and he seems grateful to receive it. So he takes it and kind of looks around, sticks it in his little bag, hands you the coin, and is like, "Well, I'd say that everything seems to be more or less in order here." Right. Terribly sorry. We've been getting reports. Have any of you been in Castile at all lately? Recently?
Not
No.
recently.
Yeah, we travel by Avalon briefly to Leon's supplies and continuing on.
Objectionist territory, but everyone on board is Vaticine, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this point, Leonora, I'm going to take one of your raises to keep up the. That's what it, yeah.
So I gotta switch up my finger.
It just goes in. I love the finger. I mustache you. We've got
We'll shave it later.
He's looking through everything. So there has been it's a Castilian crew, and he's looking around. making sure none of the crew are listening in. And leans in. There's been some talk from the Castilian mainland that the fourth prophet has been heard from and might even be active. And a name has been associated with this. A Rafael Rodriguez. Are any of you familiar with such a name? Have you heard the crew speak of one with such a name?
My it's Castilian crew. My Castilian's not good.
No.
No.
We mainly talk in summation most of the time, so we wouldn't have heard.
Well, everything looks good. You two stay out of trouble.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Do not make trouble for the good father on his. And in fact, he looks around, Father, because you've been doing all of this, and he reaches into his belt and pulls out a card that he hands to you. Take this, give it to any guard along the road. They will recognize that you are a practicing father on pilgrimage.
Okay.
Even though you did not have opportunity to make plans to visit here, depending on how long the boat's stay over turns out to be, that will be able to get you into Vatican City should you decide to pay a visit.
Oh, thank you. This is
One doing good works as you are doing on boats such this and with ruffians like this Olaf here. I think you probably deserve such a trip. Very well. All else seems in well, but keep an eye on these Castilians. Lots of heresy.
I will do my best to uphold duty wherever I may go.
And he walks upstairs.
How do you do that all day?
Easily.
She'll like blow the mustache she's made for herself.
Okay. So,
Raphael,
yes.
as you take a look at the card that you were handed, you see that it was signed under the authority of one Alejandro Estrella.
Oh no! Huh. Okay. Does it give rank?
Father.
Okay. Just because Raphael has like tannish, pretty tan skin. He goes pale, like as pale as he can, and just stares at the card. It's like he forgets to breathe for a few seconds before he just stares, because that's a name. He's alive. He just goes.
So everyone hears this.
Who's alive?
He swallows hard and just tries his best to shake it off, but is seemingly unable to, and goes, Alejandro is alive. My former fiance. He is alive, and he is on the island.
I see. Well, then, that could present complications.
Large ones, yes.
Yes, and how did things end between the two of you before this?
I never got to say goodbye to him before they excommunicated me. I didn't, for the longest time, I didn't even know if they executed him or if he was still alive. Now I guess I know. Just hold up the card.
Lenora rushes over to him and like insists that he takes a seat and just kneels at him and says, "What are your feelings right now? You are able to express, you are able to withhold, but we need to know what the next part of the plan is."
I don't know. I don't know. I wish I did know. I am happy but sad and angry, and I've tried to reach out, and it went unanswered, and now he's here. I don't understand. I don't know, and I don't like not knowing. Part of me wonders if this is just a cruel joke.
I can't read stuff. Just kidding. Okay. Looks at Raphael. Do you wish to tell Rowan?
Actually, because we now have Took here, I'm gonna go ahead and say that Rowan did not take the side boat, is around, managed to evade the Inquisitors as they were asking
Was
questions.
just behind the door like this. It's fine.
You all came up with something brilliant,
Yes.
and there's a reason for what most people would say is obviously an Avalonian knight.
He was
So we're not gonna
obviously
worry about that.
captivated
It's
by
fine.
my thick Samartian accent.
Had a lampshade over her head at one point.
Yeah. And Rowan, what you what Took just missed, but what Rowan just heard is Raphael say that his former fiance is alive, based on the card that he just received from the Inquisitor Inspector. You are muted.
Oh, this must be good.
Whoo, shit. I don't know how she feels about that. They did. Did they talk about? I think they talked about it like a little.
Yeah. He told her about Alejandro and the fact that he was not even sure that he was still alive. He never got to say goodbye. Rowan knows all of that.
Yeah.
And knows that they were engaged to be married after his little deposition in front of the Inquisitors.
I'm assuming is the door locked?
You all are in a as
well.
private as as shipboard gets.
Okay. In that case, she's just gonna walk in, not saying anything, and just give him a giant hug.
And he kind of squeezes her onto her and just silently starts to cry.
And she's gonna hold him until he feels comfortable enough to stop crying.
He only lets it go for a couple of minutes before he pulls back and starts wiping at his eyes and just goes, I don't know what to do. I feel like I should
what?
make the pilgrimage, because that's what he expects of me.
And again, this was not an addressed message.
Yeah,
This is
I
a
know.
card that this guy was giving to any clergy that he found, and
Yeah.
apparently Alejandro, when clergy is visiting on pilgrimage, like, if you need anything, here's where you can find me.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. That's not why he's just like, I almost want to go, but I don't know if I should.
Well, would you hate yourself more if you didn't go?
I don't know if you want me to answer that.
Ooh, I
Regret.
hurt my whole feelings. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, no, Raphael is in him too.
She's just gonna look at him. She's not gonna say anything. She's just gonna make the face of, you know what you should probably do.
Regret is a poison. It will sour in you.
It will make you numb.
You don't know what is going to be there waiting for you. Not many of us know, but you have a glimpse into something that could be good. As they said, regret. You will live with that the rest of your life if you don't at least try. But considering what we just heard, we have to be careful.
We do. This is like walking into fire. This is dangerous. It would be easier if we didn't.
But are we looking for easy? Or are
When
we
have we
looking
ever
for
done
right?
anything easy?
And what Umberto said.
You are a member of our company. If you need a war, I will give you a war. But let's try to avoid that part. Go satisfy your need.
He will reach out for Rowan and grab a hold of her hand and looks at her and just goes, "This does not change how I feel about you. You know that, right?"
I am aware. Yeah. I mean, I completely understand it. If my ex fiance was still alive, how I would feel. And the other feelings that I don't know what I would feel, that I probably would feel, if that makes sense.
It does.
So I'm not going to stop you from doing what you need to do.
He will lean into her and just kind of look and then look around at everyone. It's just like, I think it prudent that I make the pilgrimage here and see what awaits.
Do you need us to accompany you?
I think it would be very unwise if I didn't take at least someone with me. And considering, he looks over at Umberto, considering you've been under my employ for the last year.
Well, what can I say? You have good taste in swordsmen.
That I do.
At this point, Axe on Rowan's back is like, "Can I go too?"
Yes, Chief.
That
Bring
damn
Chief.
box.
Bring the damn axe.
Roan is gonna like take him out and like hold him up and look him dead in his beautiful silvered and golden inlaid self and say, "No."
Why not? It's Vedicine. You know the fights we could find there.
Yeah, I'm very aware. But unless Raphael says we can go, we're not going.
Raphael, please. I've been stuck in that castle for decades. I only get practice fights. We've been hearing about. Come on.
You can't go like if you do wish to accompany me, I'm not going to stop you. However, you can't go picking fights.
Okay, so I can't start any fights.
No.
No.
I told you I'd get to go horse face.
Uh,
And Persephone angrily stomps on the floor.
Oh, if
You
I
know,
could
I
take,
could freeze it in a block of ice, and it would be fine. Just
let's table that.
okay.
Was that a challenge?
Oh God, will you stop it? She's gonna sheath them and then make sure the leather is over the X.
There was that lake we were at. We could just.
We're in the bay.
Yeah. So, if you want me to go along with you and Umberto, I'm more than happy to. Which,
Father, this is ultimately your decision.
yeah.
I'm just sword for hire.
And
not
I'm
all you
bored.
are, but I don't. Quick question: how odd would this motley crew end up looking if they all started going on this outside?
Well, here's the thing: none of you are immediate outliers, with the
Yeah.
exception of Rowan.
Yeah.
Rowan is going to get looks wherever Rowan goes, and there's not. Rowan is too Rowan to not. But
yeah,
like the Vadisine gets him. There are Vadisine practitioners everywhere. Like you are not going to see mostly Castilians. You're going to see people from many backgrounds, many nations. None of the rest of you, like the fact that you're traveling together could be odd, but again, pilgrimages are things.
Mhm.
And so the fact that you all happened, like pilgrimage groups or whoever going from this point to that point. And so some people might look twice at the Samartian soldiers on pilgrimage, but at the same time, not that much. It's one of the biggest cities in the world. It has a very mixed group, people coming from all over. You will get looks, but probably not second looks, if that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense.
Just based on your breakdown. Now, your behavior might get you second looks, but just your makeup will be less weird here than anywhere else.
Okay, so there's nothing that says we can't all go if we wish to make it the group affair.
Excellent. So we're all going.
Yes, I guess we are. I should likely talk to the captain and figure out how this is going to shake out. So
See.
I can go and find out logistics and bring back down the info.
Mm-hmm. All right, as you go up to the captain, he's signing things up. Father, the inspector seemed quite mollified. Sorry if I oversold the troublemaking soldiers, but
You're fine. They were up to the task.
Okay.
How long are they keeping you in, Doc?
We're impounded for about a day and a half, 2 days, maybe. And I've already made a few trade connections here. Some folks need what we're selling. So we at least will not lose money on this particular diversion. And I'll be able to pick up some things that we can sell in Mondavi. So once they let us go, we can make our way straight to Vadachi.
Okay. I may have some business on the island.
Understood. May I ask you a question, Father?
You can always ask.
Why are they asking for you by name? No one said that they knew who you were. They know better than to just volunteer that to anyone working in the red. But why?
The less you know, the better. Plausible deniability is a thing, and I don't wish to cause any undue duress to you and your crew. So the less you know about why, the better.
Father, I saw you pull a musket ball out of a duke's chest, and he walked away as if he'd never even been wounded. You don't need to worry that I will doubt you.
I know. You have done much for me and my group. I don't want to give them any probable cause that you know anything.
None of mine will say anything to any inquisitor, even if put to the question.
Let's hope it doesn't have to come to that, but...
Agreed. Being put to the question hurts, but... Yes, we will be here doing our business probably for at least another 2 days. Even if we go as fast as they say we could, we will have missed the tide anyway. So,
that's fair. So, plenty of time to have a pilgrimage.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
I understand the little cinnamon twist things they sell in the main plaza are delicious.
And he kind of just
You
smiled.
actually remember them. They are quite good.
They are. It's just like that I do remember, especially if the same one is still making them. I wonder if they still are. And he kind of just smiles a bit and just goes, we will do our best to keep ourselves low, keep our profile low until we need to leave.
Okay. And you all get a chance to any last second preparations anyone wants to make before you head off the ship. Now, Vatican City does not populate the entire island. It's in the center of the island. There are 4 main landing places they're like little villages of themselves, though. As you walk off, it's a little striking because you see the docks, and you're used to dock cities having the docks and then the really low rent inns and stuff like that in rough neighborhoods. And like just off the docks, you see really nice like manor houses and stuff like that. And it's clear a lot of money travels through this place. And it is relatively easy as you all come off the docks. There are folks offering very nice carriages, wagons, and the like, ready to move around. What's also horses available if y'all just want to ride horses. So what sort of transport would you all want to acquire, or do you just bring off your horses?
I'm like, if we're allowed to bring off Persepolis, that would be hype.
He is part of the group as far as horsing goes.
No, you can't bring him along. This is my trip.
I knew it. I knew he was gonna start talking shit.
It would be hard to believe you as a private riding on Persepolis.
I'm not saying I ride on Persepolis. I'm just saying we bring him along. So perhaps our knight here would ride Persepolis.
That is probably going to be the easiest thing to pull off.
If I'm riding him, yes, but won't that bring a lot of unwanted attention?
You attract attention regardless.
I'll stop.
You are a giant warrior in armor from Avalon on an island that objectionists are not usually safe in. So less attention might be better.
See? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I could wear my regular armor.
You could ditch the armor.
I could wear my regular armor, yeah. I can keep
I'm going to go ahead and say you have 1 suit of armor. Like, strong as you are,
yeah,
carrying multiple full sets of armor is not particularly so.
Yeah.
So if you are taking off the armor, then you are traveling unarmored in Justin Street clothes.
I mean,
That
yeah, I
said,
think-
the armor is not really giving you any mechanical advantage at this point. It's all flavor.
no, it just presents that, hey, I'm a knight of Avalon, and I'm proud of it, bitch. That's pretty much all it is for.
Yeah.
You can still hold the grawl. It's fine.
I mean, okay, just hold on. How about this then? And she's just gonna, because she does keep clothes under it. She's not butt ass naked, but so she just like legit just pops off the top and just lets
It's
it
all
loose.
just paint.
God damn it! Lets it loose, and then she drops it, and then she goes over. She picks up a regular like hooded cloak jacket type deal, and she puts it on, and she goes, "Ta-da! I'm still swole, but you know."
I mean,
All
That-
right. You all start making your way towards Vatacine City. So folks are on their horses. Is there a cart or a carriage that anyone
Mm-mm.
pitches in for? Or...
If
No. So just some
I
of the
mean-
group walking, some of the group riding, and just
Yeah.
taking their time?
Raphael is going to make a point to walk, so
Umberto, you would know that is wrong.
is it?
In this group, on this island, what will make people look is if the priest is not in the most obviously honored
Oh,
position.
God.
Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
All right. Yes, you. I see 1 foot from you, Father, on this ground. I will strangle you myself.
And I think it then dawns on him because he's so used to walking in the most minimal type of position on this that he has briefly forgotten himself and realizes, oh yeah, he has a point. He just goes, "Ugh." Swears in Castilian.
Yes, I
A
agree.
few people kind of glance over, shocked. And your group starts making its way. Is Raphael on Persepolis, the grandest of your horses?
Yep, he's going to just do it. Because if Rowan can probably walk and be shoulder to shoulder with Persepolis.
So
You are muted right now, Took, if you're talking.
she will basically act like his bodyguard along with Umberto.
Mhm.
So she'll walk for sure. Yeah.
I think
And you're able to-
Mykolas will talk to Leonora in Sarmatian the entire time, like he is bestowing wisdom on a junior soldier the entire walk.
And she's just like, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
You could be saying the shittiest things about her, and she's just like, yeah.
All right. And you are making your way, and very soon you are not alone. There's a large group of people moving along, several other priests, most of whom are riding. One is in a carriage. One is actually being carried in a chair by 4 people who are walking. You hear them speak to their carriers, and you recognize a Montanian Vatacine priest, probably from the capital. And as this group is being led up forward, you are able to quickly move through the streets. And on the surface, everything seems oddly normal. Like, yeah, it's wealthy, but it doesn't match Montaigne. It is like, and folks seem generally friendly. There are merchants along the road. There's good food available to be had at fairly reasonable prices. Like, you all are expecting like Disneyland prices. That doesn't seem to be happening. Like food at a price where it's reasonable for pilgrims. Like, obviously these folks are making money, but they're not bilking anyone. And you're moving along, and it's fairly well. And you come into Vatacine City itself, and it is resplendent. Gorgeous, tall towers, the 2 tallest being the the Grand Cathedral and the Palace of the Hierophant, which face each other over a circular plaza in the middle of the city that has just this gorgeous fountain in the middle of it and water flying around everywhere. The fountain built around the three prophets, each holding a horn, which Leonora would clock looks fairly. The horns that the water seem to be come out of seem to follow a similar design thought to her cornucopia. And just as you're kind of reading all this, everything's looking pretty cool, and then you come up to the sort of an administratum style building where this sort of thing is handled, which is the address that was given on the card that you received, Raphael.
He pauses for a moment and then sort of, if that's the address, he's going to pull Persepolis up and kind of come down, like, to make his way inside as quietly as he can.
All right. Are you all walking in together, or is Raphael taking this moment to have a quiet moment, have them close at hand in case he yells? What's the strategy here?
Umberto's walking with Raphael unless Raphael stops him.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Mykolas would think that there's probably a good idea to keep at least him and Leonora just a touch back in case there's a need for somebody to come from outside without being seen coming. So,
Yeah.
All right. You walk up and there's a clerk at front, like saying things like, "Ah, yes, Father." And you have an entourage. Good, good. You're safe on this island, but traveling in the world, I definitely see the necessity. How can I help you?
This is I was given this, and holds up the card.
Oh, yes. One of our inspectors must have seen that you have. Yeah. Very good. 1 second. And he goes, looks back. All right. Yes, you may go on in. And it's not a big office, but I guess your entourage can go with you, or we have refreshments and things over here if you all would like something to eat or drink.
Part of me wanted to go, ooh, apple slices, but I refrained.
Lenora's stomach is growling outside.
Actually, on the table, you see some of the cinnamon twirls that they were talking about.
It says, and he will look over to them and go, if you do not mind waiting here.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right. Raphael, you go, you open the door, and if we could bring in Alejandro.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, wow. Oh, no.
Thanks.
Alejandro, if you could describe what they see, what Raphael sees walking in.
So as Raphael walks into Alejandro's office, they would actively see a very handsome 20-somethings year old man, red hat on, Castilian garbs, a symbol of the Inquisition on a pen on one side of his thing, and also another pen, a duelist pen, on his other coat jacket, as he is sitting, writing what looks like letters, and on closer inspection as well, it seems like he's doing some sort of accounting work at the moment, just sort of in the books, not really paying attention until and unless Raphael walks in.
So yeah, Alejandro, this isn't your favorite part of the job. This got kind of hoisted onto you by someone else who thought it was funny. The idea that your work would be interrupted by pilgrims who need like a better inn location, or they didn't, properly get a long enough time for their ship to be docked, and so they need an extension on their leave for the docks or whatever. A grand joke. And you get these clergy who come in thinking that their pilgrimage is obviously the most important thing on the island. And you just sort of have to tolerate them so they don't make more noise and get rid of them as soon as you can. And so you expect that is who this is. And so you're not in a hurry to finish your letter. But then when you do finally look up, you see for the first time since you got word that they'd been excommunicated, Rafael Rodriguez.
Alejandro looks up, looks down at his letter, takes the letter, puts it in his ledger, closes his ledger very slowly, stands up at his desk, walks over to the door, closes the door, locks it slowly, and then turns and wraps Raphael in an embrace.
And he like caught off guard for a split second and then just squeezes Alejandro back.
What are you doing here?
I was just. You're alive.
Yes, I am. I am more surprised that not important. What are you doing here? You are.
I would not have risked coming up here at all if I had not known that you were here. I thought you were dead. I tried. They wouldn't let me. I sent letter after letter. Not that it mattered.
Alejandro, you never received a letter.
This is news to me. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter now anyway. Letters can get lost in the mail and they must have, in fact.
And he will reach into his shirt and pull out a chain and a necklace with the engagement ring on it.
You still have it.
Something. I didn't want to lose the only thing I had to remember you by. They made me leave everything else.
They took mine. But it means so much. You cannot be seen here. There are some who know your face. Some amongst the order. I can't. And if you're seen, I can't necessarily guarantee your protection. We'll need to find some place where you can lie low. He's gonna go and he's gonna rifle through his ledgers, looking for specifically a one, whichever inn that we put the pilgrims in that we don't really want. Probably the ones from like Usura, or somewhere like that, where it's just we don't want them here. he's gonna start rifling through there, and he's gonna give him an address. I'll get you a room here. Do you have an alias?
He kind of just hold on. Was this Wolfgar not coming up with one on the spot?
That is the funny thing in all of this fourth prophet stuff that's been going on. Raphael's been, yep, here is my legal name.
It's fine. It's fine. Carlos.
That we won't give you a last name. We'll say you're lowborn. Carlos. All right. I can work with that.
What about you? How have you been here this whole time?
They saw my talent.
They were always adept at that.
They were. They still are. I do what I had to, and I did what was necessary. But I am enough of me. Enough of this. Do you know that there's people in the city who think that you're... Do you know what they think that you are?
Who thinks I am?
There are rumors that say that you're the fourth prophet.
And he sits there for a second. He goes, "What do you think?"
I think that they're absolutely insane, because, and don't take this the wrong way, Carlos, but I think I don't see you. I see you helping people, not leading a war to destroy the country and potentially the world. I just don't foresee that happening.
There is so much that I want to say to you, and so much I need and want to tell you. So much has changed.
While this is happening out in the foyer, where the snacks are just absolutely to die for, snacks all over the place. How's everyone else doing? You saw the door close. You saw the handle rattle a little bit. usually indicative of the door also being locked. But there's been no yelling, no signs of combat or anything like that. So how is everyone else maintaining out there?
Umberto is at the snack bar, just munching away. Looks over at Roan. Well, I haven't heard any blood-curdling screams, so I'm guessing so far it's so good.
She was all smiles and happiness, but as soon as Raphael closed that door, she locked in, and she just been arms crossed staring at the door, waiting. And when Umberto says something to her, she goes, "Huh?"
He's gonna go and lean against the wall next to Roan. I know that look.
Well, look, I don't have no look. Ooh, the cinnamon twist.
You kind of have a look.
Roan, and he'll lean down close. You're thinking of how fast you can get through that door.
I could get through it in like 2 seconds. It wouldn't take much. I can just shoulder.
If you do anything, you're going to make things worse for him.
I know. That's why I'm not doing it. That's why I'm standing here.
And believe me when I say, I understand completely how you're feeling. But if there's one thing you have to have when it comes to someone like Raphael, and this is saying something coming from a person like me, you need to have faith. When he opens that door, he's coming back to you.
There are moments where you do and say the dumbest shit ever. And then there are moments that reminds me why I love you as a very close, well, I guess brother at this point. Thank you. Okay, I will be patient. Also, these things are actually really good.
Oh, they're fantastic. And just so you know, if anything should happen, I mean, there's two of us. We can take the body, no problem.
Absolutely. I go high, you go low.
Exactly. You see, you swing your friend there, and we got this.
Over on the other side of the room.
Actually, I think we're
Leonora up to.
I thought we were still outside.
We're kind of outside. And
you're outside. Okay.
Yeah.
So stand outside the door, and you're seeing as people are walking back in large crowds of people, and a group of priests, actually, reverends similar to Raphael, are all kind of walking past and sort of quietly talking, and then one of them notices the two of you and comes over and is like, I do not wish to pry. You two are soldiers from Samartia, yes? The Commonwealth?
Yeah. And he's like eating a kebab, like we bought from a vendor outside.
I'm eating very daintily at first, but then I noticed, and I was like, ah.
Yeah. Yes.
It is somewhat rare that we get folks from the mother country here. So
our queen has tried to make more of a place for the church in the Sarmatian Commonwealth, much more welcoming. And,
good to hear. I should be careful where I say this. I always got along fairly well with the old god priests. We would help take care of the community together and things like that, But some of the practitioners weren't always so nice. So it's good to hear that the Vaticine is becoming a little more accepted. Sorry, Edgar. What's your name?
Mykolas, and this is Olaf.
Mykolas, Olaf. Hello, good to meet you.
There's much still mixing of the old and the new in the country, but mostly peacefully, all things considered.
I've only been gone for a few years, but Would you all be willing to meet an old man for dinner tonight and maybe talk about the old country a little? I so rarely get the opportunity. I kept a bottle of vodka that I could bust out for the occasion.
Well, we are on currently on escort duty when they come out. If we're not busy, yes, but
Okay.
contract comes first, obviously.
Of course. And he writes down an address and he's like, find me here, speak to the rector, tell them you're looking for Father Edgar, and he will see that you find me.
Of course. It's nice to meet you, Father Edgar.
Mm-hmm. And he goes off and kind of rejoins his group.
I think it's best that I stay mute. I think that helps a lot of things.
Big chunks of meat on this.
Oh.
All right, back inside Alejandro's office. It's gotten to the point where you do need to get back to work, and knowing you, there are plans currently spinning that you want to put into.
You're not safe here. I have to work. I have paperwork that needs to get done. Soon, Raphael. And he unlocks the door. There are forces at play in my organization that wish to see you destroyed. With you being here, we can prove them wrong.
You are muted, Wolfgar.
He goes, you have my curiosity. I'm assuming we are probably going to have to speak later then, just because you are working.
Around this point, a figure walks in rather quickly through the office between Mykolas and Leonora, wearing Vaticine garb, though again not showing any signs of ordination or anything like that. Past Roan and Umberto and opening the unlocked door, and sticks a head in and says, Father Estrella, if I could have a word with you in private.
Yes, of course. I'll be one moment. Meet me after the evening service. There is a small establishment that some of us go to. I'll meet you there.
Okay.
Go.
And it's actually one you know well, Raphael. It's one where you all used to eat.
Yeah, and he will nod, dip his head, and then very like with a purpose, walk and make his way out. And he signals to Umberto and Rowan, kind of like a circle up type of scenario. And like makes a way outside. Like it's not a hurry up, we've got to go. It's more of a we are
Okay, we're leaving.
Yeah, okay, we're leaving kind of thing.
As you all walk out, the fellow who came in closes and locks the door behind him. I saw your signal, but you didn't call for any arrests. The priest you were speaking to, you suspect them?
It's not the priests themselves. I suspect their cohort. I believe that they have had the wool pulled over their eyes.
Very well. What are your orders? And with that, we are going to take a quick break, and we will be back with you shortly.
Okay.
If I'm with you, it'll probably be fine.
You're with me, and I'm with Verity. We'll be fine.
Nice. Who's that? Oh, right. The Montagnian tart.
Hey, you speak nice of my friends.
Oh, she's your friend. I'm sorry. I'm fucking up all over the place.
If you were wanting to make a good impression, you're struggling a bit there. We're going to have to give you a better chance when you're sober.
Right. Did you see the fight, though? I took like 5 of them down.
Aren't you so strong? Pat, pat. And
You walk him back in. Everyone else has come down and having a lovely breakfast being served by cooks who do not often have.
you know what? I can't argue with that. And she'll just lead him back to the group.
While they were gone, Verity would be like, I don't know how she found someone of her people to hook up with in the night when we just got here.
Okay.
And welcome back. All right. So as the rest of the gang is moving along, what sort of a pace is Raphael moving them at as you're moving away from this deeply intense conversation you had with Alejandro?
He is moving at a pace of like he's walking with a purpose. He's not speed running away through this, so he's gotten where he's going to go and is going to sort of, before he gets up on Persepolis to make his way over, says, follow my lead. I know where we are going to be staying. And he will pull the hood up. Not that he hadn't, like, he will pull his hood back up now that he has sort of gotten out of the building and stuff like that, and is gonna start leading them to where they need to go.
Okay. Moving to the indicated inn as you are going along. How's the rest of the party reacting to this? You've got Umberto and Roan flanking the horse. You have Mykolas and Leonora in the back. How are you all kind of keeping up, emoting as you're walking alongside Raphael?
Easy. Rowan is staring at Raphael. Just like looking for any, like, was it bad? Was it good? Not really saying anything, but also watching out, protector mode type shit still.
I think Mykolas is continuing to hang her back, like he's following them, but he's keeping enough distance so that he's not perceived as necessarily with them if something happens, so he can move in and give advantage, as it were.
Lenora's right beside Mykolas, trying to walk like a man, talk like a man.
Because we are now in a new scene, we're past the break. Let's go ahead and get another panache and perform out of Leonora. Again, Flair is reset. Everyone's
Right.
Flair is back. So we haven't, I think that was the one role we've had so far. So
Ta-da! That's wild. Okay, I got 3 again. 3 raises again.
all right. And rather
Three
than
less dice.
clocking them all out, you've been watching Mykolas a fair bit now, and you're getting a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so not so much in the Samartian, but just in your general presentation. No one has noticed the finger mustache yet, and
It's something else, but come on, for
Yeah,
our
and-
audience here.
Yeah, exactly. And and Umberto and Rowan, at least from a distance, it's fairly impressive how Leonora has managed to kind of match at least Mykolos's swagger and that sort of soldier gait. Whenever she opens her mouth, you do wonder a little bit how anyone is falling for this.
Yeah.
But she hasn't opened her mouth much. She's let Mykolas do most of the talking. And so you come up to the indicated Alejandro, what sort of were you sending them to a hermitage, an inn? Like, where were you sending them?
So it was an inn.
Mhm.
Specifically, it's the inn that they send pilgrims to that they don't necessarily care about. So it's pretty run down, at least on the outside, anyways. It's pretty run down. However, the room that Raphael has been given is actually their most well kept suite. It's one that is kept typically for traveling inquisitors that maybe are not at one of the nicer inns for other reasons. Um, because either there's too many inquisitors in the city at the moment or something to that degree, but it is currently not in use and has been granted a nicer suite that's nicest that Alejandro could grant without it seeming suspicious.
All right. You all get to the, and at first when you see the inn, you're like, oh, he just shoved us off to something cheap. But then you walk in and you see the actual accommodations, and you're like, oh, this is stealth fancy. This is a nice place that is low profile.
Being security conscious, Mykolas will look for the entrances and exits to make sure, like,
And as an inn, it is a security nightmare. There are 3 entrances and exits, big windows and balconies and stuff around up on the 2nd floor. An absolute nightmare to keep secure.
Taking Mykolos's lead with security and just seeing him eyeing the place, Lenora's going to take this opportunity to read the room and just to see
Okay.
how the threads of fate are intertwining. Not necessarily looking for specific arcana unless they are like big red flag or whatever like that, but specifically looking at how everyone is connected.
No one is connected here. Like, they have
Great.
connections. There's strings that are going in other directions. But you get the impression that this inn is not owned by like a family
Mhm.
or a group of consistent workers. It is in the possession of the church, and folks get assigned to work here for a time, but they might be assigned somewhere else. And so the workers have, they take their orders from a manager, but they have not been together long enough to create the strings of fate that people who work together long term have. This is a place where people come, they do their job, they don't see anything, they sure as hell don't say anything, and then they leave.
And just for fun, where's that black thread going?
To Umberto and then to Vidaci.
Great. That's all I need to know.
Yeah, I think once we've established where everything is, Mykolas will start heading up to the room that we were directed to.
Wolfgar, you were muted.
And and Raphael is quick to just sort of fall in step and just start making his way up. He's making it a point not to say anything until they are within the confines of 4 walls and stuff like that.
You walk up and you walk into the suite, and looking around, it's beautiful, immaculately put together. You were not doing this kind of work while you were there, so you were not aware of the existence of such things. Looking around, he's put you in an absolutely gorgeous room, and it doesn't look like a cell or a prison. It's got a good view of a park across the road in the area, and it's clear that this room was designed for comfort. And as you walk in, it is immaculately set up, and the overwhelming theme of the room is red. red and black is the main color theme. And many symbols of the Vatican, of the Inquisition, and on a table underneath the window is a collection of the writings of the prophets.
He just sort of has this thought. He doesn't say it out loud, but talking about sparing no expense and how it's may or may not be evident that this is sort of what the conclusion that Raphael is coming to. Whether or not he's accurate remains to be seen, but just in that moment, it just kind of takes a second and then finds the nearest surface he can to sit on comfortably, and then just sits and does one of these numbers.
There is a very well set up, a well appointed sitting room. You get the impression that this also doubles as a meeting room for the Inquisitors, obviously, who use this.
Mm-hmm. He just goes, well, it went better than I expected it to. He didn't immediately arrest me. But he has made it a point to say that I can't be seen here. There are quite a few faces who would recognize me right off the bat. So I have to be careful. But he has offered to meet up and speak later. But I don't know. There's quite a bit I don't know.
How did you feel when you saw him? Was it comforting? Was it closure? Was he ugly? Like what were we thinking?
I was shocked more than anything because I didn't know that he was alive, and despite the fact that I sent him letters daily for longer than I will say out loud, he has gotten none of it. So I don't know. He hugged me, which I wasn't entirely expecting either. I would have been less surprised if he'd slapped me.
Might have made things easier
Rowan,
if he
that makes Raphael pause for a second. And then he just kind of clears his throat and just goes, Rowan knows this, but I haven't really spoke to the rest of you all. I'd never got to say goodbye before they excommunicated me. And we were engaged to be married. Which I felt so awful, and I don't know if he didn't seem upset by it, but then again, I don't know what that means. If that so much has changed, I have changed. He has probably changed, but I don't know. And I think that's part of what's making this so hard, I guess.
If I may play an advocate of sorts, by the way that you say your conversation went, and by the effort to put us in a secluded inn that looks like it's about to fall apart, but to have accommodations such as this, it does seem that he cares very much about you. And that should bring you a little comfort, maybe. And if he loves you and he cares for you, I think that you can have a conversation saying that you've changed and that he would be open to that. But and then she just kind of folds her hands and rubs them a little bit. It's like, maybe not. I know not. I just do not be so defeated, Father.
I don't know. He kind of just muttered. Actually, he mutters under his breath softly, like in Castilian. I still have no idea what I'm doing.
And Roan will just go, neither do we, in Castilian.
In Vidachin, Leonora just speaks to Umberto. What are they talking about?
At that point, Umberto is leaning against a wall, and he's just kind of like staring off into space. Like as soon as he heard what Raphael said. Sorry, what was that?
You're deep in thought. I apologize. You can rest. I know you're on high alert.
I'm a little cautious, to say the least. It's nothing. Don't worry about it.
In Vidachin, we should talk later.
And he'll reply back if there is one.
Yeah.
There is a knock on the door.
Yeah, you're gonna go answer?
Yeah, Raphael will hold up his hand and then walk to the door and crack it.
There is a young boy outside the door, head down very respectfully. Father, I apologize if I disturbed you. We just are visiting priests often like to know that the bell for the evening service will ring in 2 hours. It takes about a 10-minute walk to get to the Central Plaza from here. And if there is anything that you need in the meantime that we can provide with, you have but to ask.
Of course. And he offers a smile and will slip him like a small coin or something, or a couple of coins, and says, will you let me know like when the bell for evening service and stuff like that, can you get, like, he's basically having a call of, can you come back here when it's like 20 minutes till, so I can potentially get myself to where I need to be, type of deal.
Yes, of course. Thank you. And he is visibly shocked at the coin and puts it away, kind of vanishes, bows, and steps away, closing the door.
Then shuts it and goes, we will at least get a heads up, hopefully, when we need to start making our way. But and then he just sits there and goes, I don't know what I am doing right now, but I'm still keen to have the conversation. I'm just trying to figure out logistics. How do we want to do this?
From a security standpoint, we go back to the boat and we leave. But that's not what you're wanting.
You're not wrong. I'm more like I have to at least appear like be not on the ship. Like what out of character, average length of time for something like this?
They said 2 days for the
Mhm.
ship to get out at the at the very least.
Mhm.
And for pilgrimages, there's some who try to time it so they don't actually have to stay overnight on the island to keep costs down.
Mhm.
And so pilgrimages could be anything from in and out to they're here for months. So there is no set, no amount of time that you all would reasonably spend there that would stand out in and of itself.
Gotcha. Okay. So timing is fluid here. So, and the ship said we'd have at least 2 days before we leave. So, if for nothing else, we have 2 days.
I will point out the obvious, but it needs to be said. You do not get along with the Inquisition. You have made this clear in the past. We are on Inquisition territory, staying in a place that someone in the Inquisition knows where we're at. We could at least make it hard for them to track us down.
That's true.
And if it's not said, I'm going to say it. What is your plan here, Raphael? We have 2 days. Your fiancé from before a lifetime ago is here. Do you want a conversation? Or do we want to prepare to leave?
I can't disappear like that again.
Then the question is, how do you want to do this?
I owe him the conversation at least. I have to tell him that there are things I must do. And hope that
No. Things you must do sound like obligation. Do you love Rowan?
I do.
That means Rowan is not an obligation.
Well, no, that would just be what I tell him so I don't cough up information.
Tell him the truth. You fell in love with someone. If you actually honor this man, he deserves that.
I know.
All right. You all are kind of sitting on that conversation for a while. Umberto clearly lost in his own thoughts and foreshadowing of what might be a similar meeting in the very near future. In the probably hour and a half that you all have before it'll be time to go to where the evening services are going to take place. Is anyone getting up to anything special, going out doing some scouting or anything like that?
I think Go ahead, please.
No, you're fine. Raphael is likely just going to be. He's not going to be out flaunting too terrible much. At least not until the conversation is had and like the services are needed to be left for that kind of thing. He'd probably spend time with Rowan and just sit with her and have conversation and about what could potentially happen and things of that nature as far as that goes. And
All right. Rowan. He said as Rowan has a mouthful of food. What do we
It's okay. Okay, but we get
how is Rowan doing in as Raphael is kind of talking to her about everything and yet nothing at the same time from the sounds of it.
Took just remembered something very important that she has not told him at all, which might be the time to do so. She's listening to him, but they spend time together so much that he knows that she's like not saying something, and at some point it gets to a that's crazy.
I feel like with Raphael's empathy being what it is, he is already aware of it as soon as it starts happening, probably even before that. And it's just like, speak your mind, mi cariño.
Okay, I will admit, I'm very passionate and okay with what you want to do. All this just makes me on edge, especially because of where we are, like Mykolas said. And then as I was staring at the door and getting lectured in a good way by Umberto, it dawned on me that if you need to make a choice between me and him, I think you should know first that shit. And she starts sweating. like, she's like, "Oh man, it's hot in here." I was not always a knight, in training. I think I told you that, right? Yep.
Yeah, you did.
Did I tell you about my family at all?
No, I don't believe you have.
Nope, I didn't. There's no better way to say this.
Rowan, right as you were about to leap into this explanation, there's a knock on the door.
Shit! She legit yells out shit. but she can't help it. It's in Castilian.
and he will lean forward and sort of squeeze her hand and lean in to kiss her forehead before going to open the door and says, assuming it's the little boy.
Yeah. You said you wanted the 20 minutes heads up.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I will prepare myself and leave post haste. Thank you.
All right. Was there anything Mykolas or Leonora might have been getting up to in the time leading up to there?
I mean, I think Mykolas probably asked Leonora, you want to get some of those cinnamon things that we're talking about?
If there's a place nearby, sure.
Let's go do that. Give them some time to talk.
Yes. Umberto, you want anything?
You are muted, Umberto.
Obviously not. We'll see you later. Bye.
Is there anything left? I think I've eaten it all.
Umberto's in a food coma from everything.
No, I think think I'll just give them some space.
Oh, okay. Well, if you wish to walk with us, you're welcome. But if you need some time alone, just don't stray far.
Well, no matter how far I go, I will always be back where I should be. And he'll just kind of nod towards Roan.
All right. Well, don't forget we have a conversation to have later.
Again, if there is one. Yes, have
Keep
fun.
saying that, I will punch you in the face or throw this knife at you. And you see this knife with like a beautiful crow on it.
And somehow a mustache of its own.
Umberto, you've seen Leonora's knives before. The crow imprint is new.
Interesting. Where'd you get those?
Don't get on my nerves and you won't have to find out. And then she leaves.
Yeah. And he'll just kind of walk out with them, but just I'll be outside if you need anything.
So, fast forwarding real quick, just trying to keep things a little bit moving along. You all. Okay, 1 second.
Uh-oh. Secret.
Actually, we'll go ahead. Chandler, why don't you tell us about the villain point you are spending?
So, while Leonora and Mykolas are out, Alejandro's calling in a quick favor. As they are leaving, Alejandro noticed a pair of soldiers that has accompanied Father Rafael. And he wants to make certain that they're accounted for the entirety of their stay. So he's called in a quick favor with one of his friends in the Inquisition to make certain that they are properly questioned, and properly their history is properly brought into account.
All right. As the two of you are walking down the road towards the food, and you managed to get some food and to get some, and it was good. Passing along, like all the food you've had here so far is good. Like there was the stand with the cinnamon twists and everything that you saw. There was a stand of traditional Samartian foods, really well done. And close nearby to and out of curiosity, which one does Leonora go to? Let's see, the cinnamon twist and the good home food.
I mean, she'd probably go to the cinnamon twist first because she's a sweet goer. She didn't really have a lot of sweets, and so she like is interested in the taste. But like, she wouldn't say no to any of the Samartian food. She's following Mykolas' lead.
Yeah, Mykolas should probably get some good food that he knows is just generally a crowd pleaser. Yeah, like the equivalent of some goulash or something.
Yum.
And while you are eating, suddenly, excuse me, comes a voice from behind you both.
Yeah.
And you turn around, and there, red hat and everything, is an inquisitor with a small cadre of guards with it. I'm terribly sorry. I'm going to need you to accompany me. This is just, there are some ne'er-do-wells in the area, and you all have been randomly selected for a quick question. Shouldn't take more than 15-20 minutes of your time.
I see. Which is it? Randomly selected, or there are ne'er-do-wells?
Random selections are because of the presence of ne'er-do-wells.
I see.
The timing was not random. Your particular selection was.
I see. Is there anyone else in the square? Are we?
There's food around. You're not in the square, so you're like you're on a road. It's this guy and let's say 6 guards behind him.
Can I read him?
Sure. You give
As
him
I'm,
a read.
eating my salty snack.
1 second while I pull up.
I'll get you, Alejandro. I'll get you. It's an
Ah, I lost my
inquisitor.
bookmark.
Not your
all right, I'm gonna go
bookmark.
ahead and say you've got the wheel and the moonless night.
Ah, lovely. Okay.
And he's got a connection to the guards behind him that speaks to this is not a random assignment. This is his cadre of soldiers.
Yeah. She didn't say yeah. She's kept her mouth full of food and just been grunting this whole time and kind of a little bit like scrooching behind Mykolas.
So if you all would accompany us this way, please.
Where are we going?
Just over to one of our guard houses for a quick conversation.
Okay.
As he leads the way and is walking in front of the two of you, flanked by two of his guards. The other four are behind you, and he moves through the streets. And the moment that configuration takes place, no one is looking at you. This very friendly street that you'd been walking around where people were calling for wares, they're all still going about their business, but it's like you are a hole that they are just not looking at.
Don't take me to no secondary location.
Yes,
And moves you through and steps into a building and walks in, speaks over. There's a few other guards present, and he kind of nods to each of them. If you all would just sit at the table in that room over there, please. We'll be right in. Shouldn't be a moment. Keep eating your food.
Okay, I want to see if I could do this.
Okay.
I don't know if it's gonna work, but we're gonna see. Lenora's been reading. She's been eating her food. She's going to pull the black thread.
Okay.
Trying in my thought process to alert Umberto.
No, we've seen this before. Yeah, this is I will need a hero point for this.
No.
Okay.
You do not need it. Hold on. I just have to make sure.
You don't need
Because
it.
only a minor. I just have to take a lash.
Oh, so the tug. So
Yeah,
you're
I'm
the
using
tug.
pull.
Okay. I thought you were doing like some of the weird psychic stuff I've let you done. Okay,
No,
yeah. Use
no, we're
pull,
just
you take
pulling.
the lash. All right, cool. Sure.
Yep. And
You take a lash. Where does that put you?
I'm at
on your lash?
5.
You're at 5.
5, baby.
Awesome. And as you take the lash, Umberto, you were going to give Roan and Wolfgar some room. How much room were you giving them? Were you giving them the whole room? Were you in the dining hall of the inn? Were you out on the street? Where were you?
I was heading towards the outside.
Okay. Along with 2 trailer park girls. Anyway, you're heading down and you're just kind of keeping an eye on the building, and then suddenly you feel your arm jerk forward and you stumble a little bit.
At first he looks around and then he realizes
You feel it coming from your wrist.
yeah, that cannot be good. Shit. He's going to go outside and see if he can figure out where that's coming from. Like,
You
could
walk
he
out, you
gauge
look
which-
around,
Yeah.
and you're vaguely aware of which direction your wrist was jerked in, and that's the best you can really do.
not helpful, but it's a start, I guess.
And around this point, every one of you would hear the bells start ringing and calling people to the evening service. Meanwhile, in the questioning room, actually, no, we'll go to meanwhile. Raphael and Rowan, you both hear the bells ringing, so it's time to start heading to evening service if your intention is to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'll go. And I mean, assuming that Rowan is also going with him.
Yeah, she will. She's like being weird still.
Yeah, it's just we'll talk later. Okay?
Yeah. Yep. Just let's go to this thing. I got you.
And he'll offer a smile and then just get up on Persepolis and ride his way down. I'm assuming that's kind of how it's supposed to work here. His feet aren't supposed to touch the ground.
All right. So you all get out. You get up on Persepolis. You've got Rowan right there with you. And is Raphael kind of in his own thoughts in all of this? Let me just ask the question straight. Would you notice that Mykolas and Leonora are not with you right now? Or would you just figure they're off doing their thing, they'll catch up?
He is going to assume that they probably walked off to do a thing. I don't know if he would notice, he notices they're probably gone, but he is not strictly worried at the moment.
Okay.
He's making sure his hood sort of stays up and just makes his way as conspicuously as he can.
All right. Rowan, you are walking alongside him. As you get outside, you're getting all up. You see Umberto in the middle of the street kind of looking around.
She will just kind of whistle to him, and she's giving him a look like, "You good?"
Umberto will look, and he will have this kind of anxious look on his face, and he'll just kind of like pat at his pouch and then point to hers.
Oh, she'll legit go out loud. Oh, and then she'll usher like, "Go, like, go."
And he will just take off.
Okay. Umberto runs in the streets in the vague direction of the Yank, I guess, and start seeing what he can see. Go ahead and give me your wits and empathy. Two. On a 2, you're coming out, and this is taking you time. Are you asking people, or are you just looking?
I'm just looking at this point.
As you are walking around, there's something wrong, and you're having trouble clocking it. And then you realize some people are looking at you and then looking away. Like they see you and they're not looking. And it's not like they're clocking you. It's not like they're following you. It's like they see you and they're like, he is someone else's problem. And we're just going to not worry about it. And like, they're not going out of their way to avoid you, but they're just, it's like you're becoming a non-person. as you're moving around, and folks are looking away, and then you go onto a street, and the people there don't do that, and so you kind of start following the problem. But this is going to take a while, so we're going to get you now to we're going to go over to Mykolas and Leonora. And as you were sat at the table, after a little while, and the Inquisitor walks back in and sits down across the table from you both, and looks over and says, if you would first share your full names for the record, please.
Mykolas and Olaf Kelvan.
Mykolas Kelvan, Olaf Kelvan. You all have the look of soldiers. What King's Army? What regiment?
The 101st Light Company, Sarmatian Commonwealth military under the service of the king.
Very well. Have you at any point in the last year spent any time assigned in the nation of Castile?
No.
Current deployment?
On extended leave for contract work. It's a way to keep us our edge sharp between conflicts.
And where have you recently been contracted that you're traveling in these waters? No need for state secrets, just rough areas.
Last location was Avalon.
Avalon. Did you ever attend a objectionist church while you were there?
No.
And are you followers of the Vaticine faith?
Lenora holds up her necklace. That is the symbol that Raphael gave.
As is right and proper by our Queen's command, we have taken on the Vaticine faith. It's still new to some of us, but we're trying.
Trying is often the important thing. You have been seen in the presence of a priest of the faith. What can you tell me about that priest?
Not much. He was the priest on the ship. We got in a bit of an argument with some folks, and he was told to watch over us for the rest of the trip.
Who was the instigator of that particular altercation?
The people on the last port. They said some unkind things about our queen and her attempts to introduce the Vaticine faith.
I can certainly see your irritation. Just real quick, go ahead, Jeremiah, and give me your panache and convince. Your answers are rolling really well, but let's see if Mykolas is up to it quite as suave as your nailing.
I suppose I have flair, at least.
You do indeed have flair.
I have to switch my mustache. Hold on.
On a 2, you are nervous, and those nerves, I'm going to give you a minor wound just from kind of the stress and anxiety of managing this. You're not used to being the first talker, and so the fact that you're kind of having to step in and do that here. However, it's working. A lot of people are nervous when being questioned by the Inquisition, and so that's not particularly tipping them off. Chandler, I see you are spending another villain point. Would you like to say in what way?
So,
why do you hate me?
Oh, this is not a you hate. During all of this, not exactly small, uh, dispersion that he has done, he has passed around Umberto Vitale's description as a Los Vagabundos to the rest of the Inquisitors.
Oh no! All right. We now have 2 remaining villain points.
You already used 4? 4?
There have been some silent villain points. But yeah, so that is happening. And so you all hear the bells for the service ringing. The questioning continues to go through. Leonora, go ahead and give me your resolve perform, as you are trying very hard to be passive in the back while Mykolas does all the talking. But Leonora has not been the most passive character, and so let's see how long she holds when someone's watching for a long time.
Shoot. 2.
On a 2, you are holding it together. I'm going to give you 2 stress minor wounds.
Give them to me.
2 minor anxieties as you as you are trying to absorb all of this. Meanwhile, Raphael and Rowan, you attend the service, and Raphael, there's a part of you that loves it. It is real quick. Would you attend in the central plaza, or would you actually go into the Grand Cathedral? There's actually 2 services held. One is the much more popular one in the central plaza, and the other tends to be a little more theological, but also a little more audible in the Grand Cathedral.
Where would he be less noticed?
Yeah, it entirely depends, because people are equally likely to attend both. It's just a matter of who you end up near in either. In the Central Plaza is a bigger crowd, but also that's more likely maybe to be someone you encountered. The Grand Cathedral will be more confined. And so if someone sits really near you, they'll probably spot you, but there's also little nooks that you can vanish into. So it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Because the public part of this is playing into it, because he's got that story beat he needs to, but I don't know if he's doing that now or if he's doing that before they leave. But actually he might just wait till before they leave, so he's probably going to go into the cathedral, into like the back of the cathedral, because I imagine that this was a place he spent a great deal of time in, and so he is probably at least somewhat familiar with the layout. Maybe not like the back of his hand like it used to be, but he still knows where some of those are. Those nooks and crannies are.
You lead Rowan into the Grand Cathedral, and you take a seat, and you hear the service spoken, and it is like coming home. The first time you've heard it spoken in this space in years. And the preacher is doing a good job. Of course he is. It's the Grand Cathedral. And actually, this is one of the few places where the performance and this is probably someone who is not a politician, but is an actual preacher. And so who preaches to be heard and is not being particularly political. And so he's up there. He gives a very good sermon about hope and passion and reason. You do notice it is not pushing any buttons. There's nothing the Inquisition would take offense from in this, but neither is it particularly pro-Inquisition. In fact, most of the references are the first prophet, and manages to get through it. And you all are both there. And Alejandro, you were also there. Would you approach them there or wait for them to meet you in the preordained space?
he would not approach them there, but he would make himself visible.
Mhm.
If there's an altar call, Alejandro is there in the front, making it very clear to both Roan and Raphael that he is there.
All right.
Rowan.
Not an altar call per se, but definitely a moment where the defenders of the faith are recognized, and you stand up with several of the others and move forward. And as you watch this, Raphael and Rowan, you can see Alejandro moving with reverence, and also with notice. Various other members of the clergy are there. Some defer to him, some do not. Seems to be friendly with the one who was running the service, and then goes back and takes his seat. And with that, the service disperses. And I'm going to jump out to Umberto. Umberto, you are moving around, checking things out, and you're coming up on what looks like a fairly innocuous building. And you've worked for dangerous people, and you know when you have a lot of nice buildings and then the one innocuous building, like it's the one room in the casino that doesn't have cameras. It's it's the place where the unseen stuff is going to happen.
Yeah, it's the one that is. This is obviously what I've been looking for.
Yeah. And this whole time, again, people just not looking at you, being worried, and then suddenly that sort of sixth sense that you've had kind of your whole life kicks in, and you realize, oh, someone's looking at me now.
And he's gonna kind of look quickly around.
You see 3 inquisitors stepping out of alleyways and walking very casually, but they're not in the usual vestments. They're in the red hats, but you can see the armor, the way their Cossacks sit. You can see that there is armor sewed into them, and all of them have swords at their sides.
Three on one. They know how to play this game.
What's your approach? You've got maybe a minute before they've got you flanked from 3 directions.
He is going to take off the opposite direction and try to outrun them.
All right. Are you running towards the inn? Are you running to, like, right now you can, because they haven't cut off a whole lot yet. So are you running towards the building you identified? Are you running away towards the inn? Are you running randomly?
Towards the building that I identified.
Okay. You start running towards that building, and the moment you start running, they are pulling swords and moving towards you. You think one of them's going to be able to cut you off before you get to the building.
He is going to try to kind of parkour around them.
Okay. Go ahead and give me your finesse athletics.
Lair. Three.
On a 3, he takes a slash at you as you go past, but it goes wild, cuts your sleeve. You're going to take 1 minor wound, but evaded most of it. And you get to the door. You open up the door, and you see a room full of Inquisition soldiers. And they all turn and look at you.
Ah, sorry. Wrong party.
Running in, running away. What are we doing?
Running away.
Okay. Open the door. Terribly sorry. The click. And run out.
Nah.
Inside the room, I will say, Mykolas and Leonora, you both hear the door open, something muttered, the door close. Give me wits and notice both of you.
Incredible. Incredible. Do I need one more dice? Notice is 2. No, okay, I'm good. Yeah. Four.
3.
Uh,
Okay.
Yeah.
With 4 and a 3. Mykolas, you're kind of straining to hear, but you're able to make out, oh, that was a Vidachin voice. Leonora, that was Umberto's voice. Wrong party, and the door closes, and he takes off.
Immediately, Lenora pulls him again.
Okay.
I take another lash. God damn it.
All right. So Umberto,
The door shuts.
you've got
Yep.
the door shuts, and Umberto, you turn around because these guys have now they're coming up behind you, and so you're about to have a fight on your hands against 3 Inquisitors. What is your approach?
That was 3 outside, but a lot more inside, correct?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. My chances out here are slightly better.
Eh.
But he's going to try to lead them away from other witnesses.
Okay. So you go to start running again. Go ahead and give me your finesse athletics again, or if you want brawn athletics, if you're just going to go for pure speed.
No, finesse. Three again.
And you've got this. Like you see the spot, they're coming up on you, but they're not expecting you to run again. Like clearly they have you, and you're moving, and you're about ready to go. And as you go, suddenly you get yanked back, and like you're not, and yanked by your wrist back into the door, which you then fly back and hit. You take a minor wound from that impact, and then you are going to take 2, 4, 6 minor wounds from the slashes you get from the Inquisitors who are now able to catch you.
I have a question.
Yes.
I've seen Leonora do her thing. There's usually a gesture involved. Do I recognize what she just did?
Leonora, what is your gesture on the tug?
So it will be like a simple like pull of the thread. The first initial one was kind of like under the table pull, and then this one was going around her shoulder and going, ugh. like she was trying to like scratch her back and like pull forward.
So I'll leave this to you, to Lenore, because you know how you've been using this power and how you've been using it. Would Mykolas recognize it?
Sure.
Okay, then yes, you recognize it.
He'll go, I'm terribly sorry. I have a detail I must share.
The Inquisitor looks up. Yes?
I'll grab the top of his head and slam it into the table as hard as I can.
You're brawn and brawl, sir.
And as he's getting stabbed on the outside of the door, he's yelling Dutchian, Leonora, stop helping.
He'll back her play. Like
Yeah. Yeah, this is what I want. This is what I wanted.
the whole time.
The whole time?
The whole time. Actually, that's a pretty good roll. I will re-roll the one die just because I can and see if I get better. Oh, that is better. Okay. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4.
4. All right. Yeah, on a 4. What is your current brawl score? 4?
3.
3. Yeah, you reach forward and he gets hit, and he's like, and he yells out, guards. But you got a good hit in on him.
Yeah, I'm
This is
already
not-
moving.
This is not a brute though, so he's not down in one. And the door gets banged open. Around time, another door gets banged open to get out, slamming into Umberto, who is currently up against it for another minor wound. As doors get kicked, one out, one in, and the Inquisition guards that are there are moving in all these directions, and swords are being drawn, guns are being drawn. Raphael and Rowan. It's a lovely walk. Everything seems to be going great. The fountain is beautiful in the lights that are around it. And you make it to the restaurant that you knew well, Raphael. And as you two walk in, you see Alejandro sitting at a table.
Where is the location of the table itself? Is it sort of back in, like, sort of hidden, so to speak, or is it right in the center there? Where would Alejandro have chosen to sit?
You are muted.
It would be back in the back. It's a booth. So he wouldn't have done. It would have been someplace where they could speak, if not privately, because this is a kind of establishment that other inquisitors might also be at. This is the kind of situation where it wouldn't expect that any heretics would be in here because there are inquisitors here, but that's also makes it the perfect place to have this kind of conversation with you being able to keep your back to the door or front to the door if you really want to, but that would give some additional risk, to give it to where this conversation can be had without you necessarily being seen, and no one would bat an eye at a priest being here, even someone who would normally recognize you. They're not here to be on the lookout.
All right, so you've got a booth in the back. You will have to walk through the restaurant to get to it, but once you're there, you should be more or less as private as it's possible to be in a place like this.
Yeah. And before they walk into, like just before they walk into the restaurant itself, though, and it's just like, you got me?
I always do. Yes.
He'll smile up to her and then make his way sort of inside and then back to the table. He will face with his back to the door. So like, at least so at an angle that if someone were to look at the back of his head, they wouldn't immediately recognize him, kind of thing. Make it a little more difficult for them to see him directly. At least in that regard.
Rafael. Well,
Alejandro.
it's good to finally talk without much expectation.
Indeed, you are not elbow deep in paperwork.
Unfortunately, most of my job is just pushing paper these days.
Really?
Yes, it's a time. Quite a time. It's I wish you could be doing anything, quite honestly, more interesting. But you know, it is what it is, and it is keeping a roof over my head, so I can't complain too much, I suppose.
There is that. And he kind of just goes, so what have you been doing these past few years?
I think it should be obvious.
I call it a professional curiosity.
I am a clerk for the Inquisition, nothing more.
He just goes, what's that been like? What do they say happened?
Storyteller, what do they say happened?
So what Alejandro would have been told was, as he knew, Raphael had two primary mentors coming up through the school. One was very respected in the Inquisition, and one was sort of anti-Inquisition. And I don't know if you have those names handy, Wolfgar. I don't. And
I've only got the one when he, like, before he came to Vadacine Island. I don't know if I have one from Vadacine Island
so
itself.
yeah, you also would have had these same two mentors, Alejandro. In fact, you probably met in their various study circles. Raphael got called for their final examination to be raised and elevated in the priesthood, which was the point when both of you were brought to the island. And when that questioning happened, apparently, according to what you heard, Raphael made heretical statements. They were never specific as to what. And then ordered your arrest, which led to everything that happened with you. So that was the last you heard of that night.
So, supposedly you made some heretical statements. I mean, public statements, anyway. Many people say things. We can't police everything, but you made some statements, and that's what led to those final moments.
He kind of just goes, it's a shame they didn't let me. He just kind of shakes his head and goes, so a great deal has changed, which I don't think comes as a surprise for either of us.
What has changed?
A great deal. We've both had to learn to adapt, I'd imagine.
I've adapted, love, but only to survive waiting for you to return.
Just it's like,
Real quick, just as I'm understanding the scene, is Rowan at the table with you both, or is Rowan waiting at the door, or where is Rowan in the midst of all of this? Just for the clarification, my understanding is Rowan is also at the booth, sat down with the father. Am I correct in that?
She has not sat down. She is behind him, like.
And Raphael, you would have known that would be very bad. Like
She
one
doesn't know
person
that.
standing in the restaurant
it's
is
just
like everyone.
Oh, we're in the
looking at-
restaurant. If it's the restaurant, she's sitting down, but arms is
Okay.
still crossed.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Just so I have the scene set. Continue. Sorry.
says I am not able to return the way you think that I might be.
If you're speaking of the excommunication, I have a plan to resolve that.
He kind of just goes, I can't.
I can get you a pardon. You would be free to roam.
just because there's a lot you don't know and a lot you're not aware of, and I can promise you they will kill me before they ever bring me back into the fold.
Not if you show a proper demonstration of your faith.
That's my faith has never been shaken. My faith is as it always has been.
Not. It's not a show that is for you. It's a show for them.
Yeah, but my faith isn't for them.
No, it's not. But your safety is. I have orchestrated the capture of a Los Vagabundos.
You've what?
Yes. And if you deal the final blow to execute him, the Inquisition will. It will be a show of faith.
And he kind of just knits his eyebrows together and just is like, you're asking me to.
It will be truly, there will be no way that they could argue any further. You will have executed a heretic right then and there.
How?
It would get the Inquisition off your back. And your excommunication lifted.
But I would not be able to serve in the Inquisition.
It doesn't matter. I wouldn't ask you to serve. I would not wish my fate on you.
Who's to say this has to be your fate?
My fate is sealed.
No, it's not.
To protect you, my fate is sealed.
You could leave.
I've been doing all of this for you.
You didn't. It's just like, how would you even know if I was alive?
I knew. I don't know how I knew, but I knew. I knew you'd come back sooner or later.
You know they tried to kill me, right?
I know. I saw the reports.
Did they say they got me?
No.
Real quick, Raphael.
Mm-hmm.
He has told you that he's arranged for the capture of the Vagabundo. To the best of your knowledge, the only Vagabundo anywhere on Vadisine Island right now is you. So how is Raphael processing that particular thought?
That it sets his teeth on edge, but he doesn't want to incriminate himself unduly. Mm-hmm. Just like this vagabundo you say you've captured.
I've orchestrated for his capture. I can't give you much more than that. I got word of one coming through. A known rebel from the center of Castile. What's the capital city?
San Cristobal.
A rebel from San Cristobal.
Do you have a name?
No, but it matches his description, and I called in a few favors to make certain that he was followed and trailed.
I want to insight check this man with a chair.
Sure thing. Go ahead and give me your wits and empathy.
Dagger.
I'm going to spend a villain point to raise this to 15.
I'm going to give a hero point to Raphael for 3 extra dice.
Done.
I'll play it too. I'll do it.
Wits and empathy. Okay.
Quick, Leonora, tug on the black thread again. Maybe that'll
Maybe that'll make it easier. No, I'm gonna throw up.
Ron was all like, "Oh, look at him trying to protect Raphael," and then he said the Los Vagabundos thing, and then Rowan's face went, "Fucking excuse me."
Good question. Is this
I'm sorry,
a social?
what?
Is this a social risk?
Is this a what risk?
A social risk?
This is a social risk.
I have ordained 2 extra dice in any social settings against characters that are adherents to the faith.
Oh yeah, that absolutely applies here.
Let's go.
So an extra 5 plus an extra 6 after
Flair.
After Flair.
Oh, I forgot about Flair. Oh,
Did you forget about Flair?
Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Okay.
Build those 15s.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've gotten. That is 4.
4. All right. On 4, there's something he isn't telling you. But this is Alejandro. He's very good.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not sure what it is he isn't telling you. All you can pull is that there is something he isn't telling you, something that he is holding back. What precisely that is, you can't read.
I imagine you have your secrets to keep.
There are so many things I wish I could tell you.
Mm.
But I've had to do a lot to survive. Just like I'm certain you have.
I have. I've done a fair bit to survive, and live a life worthy of one of my faith. But there is a great deal that has changed in other aspects of my life. He kind of just goes, I ended up meeting someone.
Oh.
I don't want to do you any disrespect.
I see. Who?
Alejandro, you were tortured. You were put to the question many times. You were forced to sacrifice your own ideals, your own integrity, really, in order to survive. All in order to stay here in the nigh unshakable belief that one day Raphael would come back and you'd be in a position to put things to rights for him. And then maybe you could be together again. And now, based on what your spies at the hotel told you, and based on what Raphael just spoke out loud, what is your reaction?
I see. Well, there's a tension in Raphael, or not in Raphael, in Alejandro. There's a tension in Alejandro that has suddenly appeared. Before he was relaxed, and now it's as if his spine is on a string. Well, I understand.
Because
If I may ask their name?
and goes he thinks for a second, and he doesn't know if they he doesn't know what to say because he realizes that if he gives a name, the Inquisition could potentially give her so much issue.
I mean, Roan did tell you her real name before, and that she doesn't use it anymore.
What was it?
Scarlet.
Her name is Scarlet.
That's interesting. I had heard their name was Roan.
Oh, shit.
And with that, we are going to bring this episode to a close. Thank you so much to Chandler for joining us for this episode. Thank you so much to Basics of the Game for hosting us. Thank you to Dragon of the Dark Rose for producing us. Thank you so much to all of my players. And until next time, keep playing more games.